Hey guys, my name is Mavi and I've spent the last 14 years in the plastic surgery and beauty industry, working alongside top board certified plastic surgeons.
Now I'm an independent patient coordinator who doesn't work for any surgeon. This means I have unbiased reviews for hundreds of doctors and I can help you achieve the look of your dreams, whether that's a supernatural or a video vixen. I use my professional and personal plastic surgery experience to help you look and feel your best.
Join in on the fun as I talk to plastic surgery experts, friends, and real-life patients about all things plastic surgery. Should be fun.
Hey guys, do I have the episode for you today? If you're a fan of the show, you've heard our episodes with Diana, the Faja Doctor. If you haven't, please go back and listen. We have Faja 101 Part 1 and Faja 101 Part 2. We talk about materials, choosing the right material, what to look for. We debunk some myths. So they're really good episodes. Go back and listen. And also so you can get to know Diana. So I got to catch up with Diana a few weeks ago. And you guys know every time I catch up with somebody in the industry and we just get to talking and the conversation is so good, I have to record it. And today I'm going to share it with you guys. So please enjoy this girl talk, I guess you can call it, between me and the Faja Doctor.
I'm so happy for you. I can see all of the success you're having on your page and with your alterations. How crazy is it for you to look back and be like, wow, I did that?
It is 100%. I'm so thankful to God for choosing me for this. Really. That's all I can say. Because you know my background. Like we grew up with very, very, very little. We weren't poor, or at least my mom did a fabulous job not letting me see that we were poor if we were poor. Because, you know, she worked her butt off to get me nice clothes and things like that. It was never no brand names like my friends at school had, or I should say that were not my friends because I actually got bullied in school. Can you believe it? Because I was like the only non-German in a full German class. That's when we lived in a small German village. So everybody was like super nationalist. And I'm not a natural blonde, but my natural hair color is like a dark blonde. Dark blonde, blue eyes. What the heck? Like, leave me alone. I look like you. Why are we doing this?
And they would still pick on you?
Yeah, they did. And you know what? And this ties to my plastic surgery journey. I was always a little bit thicker. I was never huge. I was never big. And sorry, huge is such a terrible word, but my husband likes to use that word occasionally for other things. But I was never the biggest one. There was always a kid who was bigger than me. But somehow I ended up being the one who was picked on. And I don't know why.
You're pretty.
I don't know why.
Because you're pretty.
I don't know if I think I definitely had my ugly duckling phase too at some point. I don't know. I just didn't feel like I fit in, which honestly is part of my life still to this day. But now I'm embracing it. But yeah, like all my life I've been making fun of for my body. And, you know, then you get married and your husband's like, oh, you should work out some more. And, you know, the usual stuff because, you know, your body gets a little bigger. You have kids, you eat and you eat some more. And then, you know, plastic surgery, boom, happy. And by the way, speaking of news, I'm going back for something.
What are you going to have? It's so addictive.
It is. And this kind of ties also to several news stories like the Jackie O thing. I was honestly considering a whole round 3.
Really?
Like, lipo, my entire body. My earlobes, my toes, lipo, everything. I would love that. Right?
Get it all.
But there is a risk. And since that Jackie O thing, and that's the crazy thing, that was just like a big one because so many people knew her name. But like I feel a little bit on edge about going under general anesthesia right now. Although the last time I went under with Dr. Azizi, I was like, yes, let's do this. I'm so excited. Come on, put me down. And it's really, thinking back at it, I had general anesthesia in my life, I believe 4 times. Non-plastic surgery twice for some kidney issues, and then plastic surgery twice. Every one of those times, it's like the best nap ever. Right? But, you know, just a little bit nervous. I'm getting older. You know, the business at this point is like, without me, it's not going to run. So I have to be around. So it's just, you know, like normal, like worries that people have. Other people have those too. So I'm trying to find a solution. I'm still dealing with my cellulite on my butt.
Try a belly.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go to Dr. Marshall to get some Avelli. And this was kind of hard because I love Dr. Azizi and he's doing Avelli too. I've built a relationship with Dr. Marshall like over the course of the last, I would say, 2 years over social media. And he's dope. I mean, you had a whole episode with him. He's dope.
I love him.
His work is impeccable. And I just want to experience a different surgeon so I feel like it will help me be a little bit more well-rounded potentially, you know? So I'm definitely going to do the Avelli thing actually at the end of this month.
Ooh, fun.
LA. Very excited about it. Most likely, like 99.999% going to document it on my social media. But yeah, excited about it. But really, I would love another BBL. So I just need to take my butt outside and work out.
You know what? I have two things to say. Number one is it's totally normal to be nervous about general anesthesia. I think if you're not nervous about general anesthesia, that makes me question, like, are you really ready? Do you really know what you're getting into?
How serious are you taking this? Because this is serious.
Yeah, it's a serious decision. And I can tell you, I've had general anesthesia 4 times. The first time was I was having my gallbladder removed.
Oof.
And as they were about to put me to sleep, the anesthesiologist came to talk to me and I was like, please don't kill me. I have kids at home.
Oh my God. So the first time you were like super scared. Me too, girl.
Every time.
Mavi, I was strongly considering jumping out of that operating bed and running out of the hospital. But then I was like, shoot, I have to do the surgery because this kidney stone got to go. So it was terrible. So I had to kind of do it. And then it's like, you wake up and you're like, oh, that was it. We're finished. So, yeah.
And then the second time I had a surgery, I told my anesthesiologist, please don't kill me. I have kids at home. And she said, oh, I'm sorry. This is my first time. I'm trying it out on you. And she was being funny. To me.
I figured. Please, anesthesiologist humor. We can't handle you.
And it was awesome. She was like, just, start counting. And I counted. And the next thing I know, I'm waking up and I can't move. So, okay, the surgery's over.
Yeah, right. Oh my God. It's a journey.
The plastic surgery journey is such a roller coaster. You know what? Let me fill you in on what I've been doing because I've been talking to so many women. I've been trying to figure out how can I help you guys stay safe with the headlines, with everything that's happening, all of the stuff that as industry insiders, we know. How can I help women who aren't industry insiders know what they need to know to help keep themselves safe? So part of that is, of course, they can come talk to me and I coach them through their whole process. But also we have tests that we can do. Like there's a genetic DVT test. So a test that we do to check and see if you even have genetic predisposition to have blood clots that could harm you during recovery. So we find out before surgery, how much are you predisposed to have something like this? And then you take that information and you give it to your surgeon, and your surgeon can make better decisions about your care, knowing more information about you and what the medications, maybe he does something differently during the surgery. All of this information now is helping you be empowered in your decisions because you're like, okay, now I know it's not let's hope nothing happens to me. It's, I know I'm healthy, I'm prepared, I'm physically ready to be there. All of those things are really, really important. So if you can get yourself mentally prepared, get yourself physically prepared, and trust your surgeon, then you're going to be good. And your anesthesiologist.
I agree with that. The thing with anesthesiologists is even with like some of the best plastic surgeons, it's very rare. I actually have never heard of it, that you meet the anesthesiologist that's going to be in your operating room at your consultation, right?
You don't.
You meet them right as you're getting rolled into that operating room and it's about to go down. But
you can ask. You can always ask your coordinator, hey, who does the anesthesia here? Is it an anesthesiologist? Is it a CRNA? Can I talk to them? Yeah. Can I meet with them before? And just because it's not offered to you doesn't mean you can't request it. You're in charge of your own safety and your own health. And if you want to talk to the anesthesiologist, get on the phone. Hey, coordinator, I want to talk to my anesthesiologist. I'm a little frightened. coordinators, they already know, they've probably already experienced this. They know it's some patients need a little bit more handholding than others. So if you just be honest with them and tell them, hey, I need to talk to the anesthesiologist so that I can feel better. I know who's going to put me to sleep and who's going to wake me up. That makes me feel better. And if your surgeon or your surgeon's office can't provide or help give you more information, because some places, they don't know who's going to do your anesthesia until the day of because they're on rotation.
Yeah.
So they don't know whose turn is it going to be on the day of your surgery date. So I do understand also why the offices don't have answers sometimes, because I hear that from my girls where they're like, I asked and they couldn't tell me. They told me I had to call over here and they told me I had to check this place. This place told me their agency doctor, all of this stuff. So there's nothing wrong with asking, and always ask as long as it makes you feel better about your surgery. What we're really supposed to be talking about today is fajas, compression garments. We haven't talked in so long and we still have so much to catch up on. Okay,
we really do, because there's just been so many evolutions, great ones for both of us. Because I've been following. I mean, obviously, I follow you too, and your journey, and I know your involvement with Make It Pop. I think Laura is dope. We've talked, and
she's awesome.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing how it grows and how it evolves. But you guys are doing a really good job with it, though.
I'm really proud of what I'm doing, and I'm ready to shout it off the rooftops, because I'm finally I can feel a sense of relief. Okay, we're making progress towards a standardized recovery process for all of these patients who are going through surgery and get sent home with nothing but an instruction guide. Here you go. Good luck. We'll see you in a week.
Yeah. And I understand it, because they have so much that they have on their plates, and that's what they specialize in. So it totally makes sense. And there is a need for that additional support.
There is
for
a
lot of people. Like me, at this point, I know what I'm doing. This is my third, going to be, hopefully, I don't know, my third time. But thinking back to me when I knew nothing, oh my God, I would have loved some guidance. It would have been so great.
So it's really interesting how I've been able to kind of talk to different people and figure out where we're lacking. What are we lacking in, right? So what we're lacking in the recovery journey is, of course, what to expect. A lot of ladies and women and men who go through surgery don't really know what to expect or how to even get themselves ready. And what I've found through speaking with women, every day I talk to different women and different surgeons, and what I'm hearing is, and what I already knew, they're not really prepared for recovery. And I can really tell the ones who are prepared because they breeze right through it. And the ones that aren't ready, they're lagging, they're slower to heal, they're 4 weeks out and still having a ton of pain. It's just, you can tell physically they were not ready for surgery. And that's kind of the message that I want to scream at the rooftops, because a lot of women use liposuction and tummy tucks and all of these things as weight loss surgery, or to reduce their weight. And after the surgery is done, they go back to the way they were before, eating, and their eating habits and their drinking habits, and all of those things come back, and then the weight comes back on, and then it's, oh, I need another surgery, instead of hey, they already did your surgery. Now it's your turn to put up your part of the bargain, which is maintain your results. Because I can't tell you how many times I've been in an office standing next to my surgeon, hearing from a patient, I look the same, or you didn't remove anything, or I looked better 6 months ago, and then I'm taking their weight and they've gained 40 pounds. And it's how is that, how is that fair to the surgeon for you to tell them that they didn't do a good job when you had your surgery and then you gained 40 pounds and now you're back here asking for more liposuction or for a revision when, okay, fine, we'll do the revision, but also patients need to be able to take on responsibility for their decisions in how they maintain their results, and stop blaming the doctors for not removing enough fat or whatever, which sometimes it is. I'm not going to say all doctors are perfect, but patients also need to keep up their part of the bargain and do the maintenance.
That's 1000% true. I'm honestly not going to lie. I am one of those. I totally gained some weight. That's because, I mean, I don't want to use that as an excuse, but I had my first round during the September 2020. So just a few months into the pandemic. So naturally, I was already stuck at home and eating. And then just 2 months after my first surgery, I started this business and it instantly had so many customers. I was nonstop busy. And I've been sitting on my butt in front of a sewing machine for a long time. And the weight accumulated and I didn't have the ability to even step away from my desk to work out. So all of that accumulated, I'm still continuing to try. For me at this point, again, to my point earlier, we're getting older. I really care about my health now. Like, yes, I want to be a baddie, but I want to be healthy. I think that's like the most important thing. So like, I'm trying, I'm doing my best. And that's another reason why I'm kind of like, do I really need this third round? Like Dr. Azizi killed it the first 2 times. I should just go and lose 20 pounds and I'll be happy. So but the cellulite, that's a different story. We're going to have to get that.
Different.
We need help with that.
Cellulite's different. I've been on the same boat as you. Remember when we talked the first time I told you I gained 20 pounds during the pandemic?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I was like, I got to get these 20 pounds out because my butt was huge. Like I gained all that weight in my booty and I was trying to wear my clothes and I would see myself in the mirror and I did not like my proportions.
It's just like too much. Yeah, I get it.
Too much for my frame. For my frame. Right. So I was like, I'm not going to go have another surgery. Like my results are great. I just need to stop eating. So I
get myself under control.
Yeah, I got to get myself under control. And that's what I did. I started to like, okay, Mavi, come on. Like you have seen this happen in front of you hundreds of times. Like, why are you doing the same thing? So I had to snap out of it. And I did. And I was able to lose 20 plus pounds and get back to where I was right after my surgery, which is where I'm happy here at this weight.
Yeah.
And I've been able to maintain it. But it takes I talk to myself a lot. Like, Mavi, do you really need that? Do you really want to eat that?
Yeah. Yes, girl. I do the same thing. Like, I know this looks delicious. My mouth is currently watering, but do I really need to eat all of it? Like maybe eat just like half of it and eat the other half tomorrow. And I've been doing that. And another thing I started doing, I love chocolate. Like I am addicted to chocolate. I buy all kinds of berries now and they're chilling in the fridge. When I have a chocolate craving, I grab some blackberries and just like pop like 15 of them in my mouth. And then I feel good again. I'm still going to allow myself chocolate, but I'm trying to like make choices where like small choices here and there where I can eliminate one serving of chocolate and eat some fruit instead, which is ultimately way better for me in many ways.
Good job. Get it, girl.
It's hard.
It's hard. You know what helps me? Having the fruit ready in the refrigerator to grab. Like
that's why I like berries.
Cherries. I love cherries. I wash them. I keep them in a glass container in my fridge. And when I feel, because I work from home, so when I feel that like I want to be munching on something, I want to be like putting something in my mouth, I will go grab a handful of cherries and be like, all right, well, here I go. It's better than the bag of chips. It's better than a
period.
Than a Nutella sandwich.
Oh, girl, Nutella is my love language.
I'm like, please stay away from the Nutella.
Oh my God. But yeah, you're right. That's exactly why I like berries so much. All you got to do is wash them and it's a quick grab and go snack. I don't have to prepare anything. Because that's really my biggest struggle. Like, dang it, I don't feel like making this right now. So let me go ahead and make this easier choice, which is ultimately not good for me. So.
And now you're making it easier by putting it ready in the fridge.
Right. And honestly, I mean, we've heard people say this millions of times. It's not a race, it's a marathon. So I used to always put like so much pressure on myself. Like, okay, I'm going to cut out this, and this. Oh my God. I just cut out everything. What the heck am I going to eat now? This is not going to be sustainable. Instead, I'm doing very small but strategic little changes that I can implement. And then a week later, I can add another small change. Just like things like that to slowly build up that that lifestyle. That's what I'm currently on.
Well, I'm very proud of you. Get it, girl. You can do it. I believe in you. This is what I tell my kids. I believe in you. You can do it. You're a hard worker. You can make the decision to change your habits. And that's
Absolutely.
all it is. But it's
Absolutely.
a daily struggle, girl.
It is.
I've been trying to quit coffee, I don't know, for like 3 years. And I'm still here.
Ooh, girl. I had to quit coffee. Well, not all the way. I decided to cut out caffeine just completely. So when I do crave coffee, I just get decaf coffee. But you're right. It's the calories that are in addition to the coffee, because the coffee itself is like nothing.
Not bad. Not bad.
Right. Yeah, I know.
It's the sugar.
I have actually hugely reduced my Starbucks visits.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Especially after I heard that after 10 minutes of hot liquid being in a plastic paper cup, like the Starbucks cups, microplastics leak into the liquid and you're drinking them. After that,
oh no, wait,
but this is a paper cup. This is paper.
What about this?
Don't leave it in the hot sun and then drink it.
Right. Oh my God.
They melt. So I'm on the same boat as you that I'm like, I want to be healthy. I want to look good, but I want to be healthy. So something that I know will keep me healthy is building my muscles. So I've been trying to like work on my legs and do some workouts to help build my leg muscles. And hopefully, actually, seeing the results in the mirror, slightly, even that slight little result, I was like, oh, I can do. Oh, heck yeah. Let me go try again. Let me go do some more. And it's working.
How often a week do you do that?
Okay, I've talked about this on an episode before where I don't like designate time to go somewhere and work out. Like I work out throughout my day. Like, for example, if I have meetings scheduled, I'll find time in between my meetings and I'll do like, I have my plan that I actually got from Nunzi. He was the booty gym guy that I had on a few episodes that he gave us a full body workout to maintain your results. So I do his lower body workout at home to help me with my legs. So it's like kickbacks, donkey kicks, like leg raises. It's all these. And I just grab my little yoga mat, put it right here in my office. I got 15 minutes. Let me see how much I can get in. Sometimes I'm still wearing what I'm wearing. I'll just get it in because I'm wearing shorts or I'm wearing something where I don't have to change. Get it in and work up my sweat a little bit and then I'm done and then keep going. So
actually brilliant because I'm such an extreme person. To me, it's like, okay, if I work out, I'm gonna go ham for like a whole hour. And then if I don't do a whole hour, it wasn't good enough. I'm just now at this point, I'm like, girl, if you got 20 minutes and you're riding the bike for 20 minutes, you just rode the bike for 20 more minutes than you did before you did. So like, I'm just like, even my husband will randomly start dancing. He loves to dance. He'll randomly start dancing. And then I'm like making fun of him. And he's like, Diana, this is a micro workout. So I need you to chill, like, let me live. And, starting to view it that way also is helping me. Like, I just put so much pressure on myself for no reason when I could be, to your point, for 15 minutes doing some leg workouts and then going back to my busy schedule. Because we have 15 minutes.
We have 15 minutes. Exactly. And I'm like, I don't have enough time to get ready, go to the gym, spend time there and come back and then get back into my routine. Like I don't have enough time to do that. But
I think that's my issue too. It's like, it's like a whole commitment. I got to get ready. I got to get a bag ready. Got to make sure my headphones, everything, this, that, drive to the gym. And then all this thing back when I have to leave the gym again. That's like, it adds so much unnecessary time. It's just not working for me.
It's just not working. And that's how I was like, I talked about it on an episode where I was like, I had this belief in my head, like I had to go to the gym to work out. And it took me a little bit of like convincing myself that I don't have to I can work out right here. And I just watch videos and I can do them right here. Like there was a Pilates full body workout that I really love that I watch on YouTube. It's 30 minutes long. When I see like I'm going to have time in my schedule that I can fit it in, I can play it on my phone. I get on my yoga mat and I do it and I'm done before I know it. And I feel so good. But it took a lot of like convincing myself that It's okay. You don't have to go to the gym. You can work out at home. You don't have to do it exactly how they do it in the videos. Like I talked about this on an episode. I'll start loading the dishwasher and I'll get like in a squat position and then I'll hold it while I load the dishwasher.
There you
And
go.
by the time I'm done, my legs are shaking. They're like,
there you go. And that motivates you to hurry up with those dishes.
I'm getting two things done: loading the dishwasher and working out my legs at the same time.
Win. It's a whole win. I want to share with the listeners. I want to share 2 YouTube accounts that I think are bomb for like at-home workouts, and it's free. One of them is My Fitness Blender. You may have heard of it. I don't know.
I haven't heard of it.
It's very, very well done. They have everything organized by like type of, do you want to do a quick workout? Do you want to do a long workout? Do you want to do legs? Do you want to do arms? Whatever it is, you choose it, and they have a whole playlist full of stuff. And it has a timer on it. They show you they walk you through the exercise. It's great. They even have little 10-minute workout videos. And the second one I would highly recommend is Dance Fitness with Jessica. Literally all one word, no periods, nothing. She used to be a cheerleader, and she opened up a hip hop dance fitness studio where she lives. I think they're in Oklahoma, but don't quote me on that. I think I forgot. But anyways, she gained so much popularity. She's really good at dancing, and she's a vibe. And you essentially live in the class, and you see the whole class in the back dancing, and her and two of her people dancing on the stage, and you're just copying it. And then she always uses like hot music that's currently like that everyone's listening to. And she has a ton of those videos for free on YouTube, but she also has a subscription service, which is very affordable. I think it's only like $20 a month, where I'm going to sign up, where you can access the entire library. And she has so many dance fitness class videos, you're never going to get through all of them.
Ooh, so that sounds fun.
Those 2, if you don't want to leave the house and you want to work out at home, if you like dancing, those 2, check them out. Just take a look. Take a little gander.
I'm going to give y'all another one. He's on TikTok. I had him on the show. I do his workouts with him sometimes when he's live. He calls himself the Booty King, but his name is Nunzi, Nunzii. And he does really great like lower body workouts that on TikTok live, and he has videos all on his newsfeed. They're really great. I like them. And when I do the workouts with following along on the live, by the time I'm done, my legs are trembling.
Oh my God. What you said his TikTok is the Booty King?
The Booty King.
Okay, I have to remember that. That's dope. He's doing that on live. That's so amazing.
He even has a workout book called the Booty Bible.
Oh my God. Yes, branding. I am here for it. I love that. I love it.
So
I'm going to check them out.
Speaking about branding, tell me everything about your faja. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Like, girl, if you were right here, I'd be hugging you. I'm so happy for you.
We owe each other multiple hugs, okay, at this point. But so body, be defiantly you. I'm actually currently wearing a bralette.
Oh, I love it.
I'm literally obsessed with them. I'm collecting them at this point. I love them. Essentially, the brand stands for Be Defiantly You, because I mean, if anyone who has somewhat followed my story knows that I have always been defying everything, and I've been going against the grain, and that's just something that made me successful. And I'm a big advocate for not only women, really everyone, but specifically women, to really be able to be themselves and who they are. Especially, like, I came from corporate America before I started this business venture, where it was in the finance industry, and we had a lot of women there too, but it was heavy on the men. So I felt always like I had to work extra hard to prove that my female opinions are just as valuable, if not even better in some cases, than what my male coworkers said. Things like that. Be defiantly you. But to bring it back to the faja world, after altering, it's thousands of fajas by now. I'm just so bored looking at beige and black. Like, why do they all have to be beige and black? Sure, there's some exceptions. We have a few gray ones here, some brown. We have a little bit of turquoise, some pink, red, but none of them are like essentially this. When I go to Victoria's Secret and I buy a pair of panties and I like that style, I'm going to buy it in every color that I think is cute, and every print. And I love it. I love the leopards and the cheetahs and the snakes and the whatever, all the animal prints. Nature is beautiful. So drawing those prints from nature, I just think it's gorgeous and it connects more to the earth. But I was just like, oh my God, I know if I want this, if I crave this, I know there's other women who want this too. I know there's women who want to be able to not look like a grandma in their garment after they just paid all this money to look sexier, to feel more confident in their skin. So I just wanted to create something that will uplift your mood when you like wake up from surgery and you look down and you're like, oh my God, this is so cute. Like, I just want to give people that. And starting with the Faja Doctor, with the alterations business, I was blessed to be put in this position where I was able to accumulate a good amount of money to be able to finance a project like this, because it was pricey.
Girl,
it was very, very pricey. And the development phase of it took an entire year. So you can imagine that also having been quite pricey. And obviously, when I started doing this, I've never designed a garment or anything like that. I'm new to this. But when I first started offering faja alterations, I did not know how to sew. So I don't let these kinds of things stop me. If I have a vision, I believe in it, I'm going to figure out how to make it happen. And there's so much bomb talent in this planet. I am hiring different aspects that I feel like I am lacking in, that aren't really my expertise, to kind of like fill the empty spaces so that I can continue growing and, creating this. And I have so many more releases coming for this year. I'm actually going to drop a release calendar soon. We're working on the website, hired somebody for that, because I can't do everything anymore. I used to do the websites too, by the way. I literally used to do all of it, everything. But now we have somebody helping us with that. We have a marketing department and everything. And she is working on recreating our landing page. Is your husband by any chance a sneaker fan, a sneakerhead? Or you? No? Well, anyone who is will understand. There's this thing, it's like a sneaker app or something. My husband loves Jordans. He collects Jordans. And there is a release schedule on there. And you can like go through and be like, ooh, March 10th is going to be a black and purple one or something like that. So I want to create that so that people know what they can expect. My business model is very unique and a little bit different than everything else that's currently on the faja market, in the sense that I am only releasing limited edition fajas. So you're going to get the same foundational styles. And I'm saying S plural because we're obviously going to add more. I had to start somewhere. But we're going to be releasing limited edition styles that once they're gone, they're gone. Like all the sizes that are currently marked as sold out on my site, they're gone. We're not getting them back. We're not bringing them back. But don't worry, those sizes will come back, but in a new limited edition pattern. So the next one's actually dropping at the end of this month, and I'm going to make the announcement next week. We have quite a few more things planned, but I think this is going to keep things fun and exciting for people. You're going to know that I have this faja and only a limited number of other dope women who have amazing taste also have it, but that's it. We're the only ones, and no one else is going to have it.
That's pretty cool. I love that. I love that. I really like about your faja how you put in a lot of attention to where the straps are, how thick the straps are, where your zipper lies, where your clasps lie. I think all of that is really important. So why don't you tell us what made you decide to put what where? Absolutely.
Yes, I put thought into every single inch of the garment, including the bralette. The bralette has also a purpose. I'm just going to start talking about, since I have it on, you see how it goes a little bit lower, like a tip of my breast and right here. But this is supposed to be, I'm calling it a bralette. You can also call it like a crop top. I don't really care what you call it. I guess it's a bralette, but it's really supposed to be a transitional garment for your breasts that you wear with your faja after you're done with your tank top phase. So the reason I made it longer is because, and I was just recently, I'm going to make a post about it because I found some old pictures where it shows really well, but I had really bad skin discoloration right here under my breasts from the faja rubbing on it because I was wearing it for a long time. So I had really bad, and it's still there, but it's faded quite a bit. I also had bad skin discoloration from old fajas on my shoulders, things that we're all familiar with. But yeah, the reason I made this transitional piece down to here is so that we can protect this little area of skin and we don't even have to deal with any risk for discolorations. So it's like things like that. But then also, having altered all of these different fajas, my customers for alteration send me pictures because I'm not seeing them in person. They're mailing it in from anywhere in the world. So I have to somehow see them. So I give them instructions to take very specific pictures in their fajas. You've sent a faja to me. You know how I do. So I literally get to see all of the problem zones, the creasing. Like I know all the problems that different brands are notorious for. And I know, like, as soon as I get
You
that
should
faja,
spill the tea. That's what women are wanting to hear.
so I'm really like thinking about that heavily all the time because I really want to warn people so badly, but I don't want to bash another brand.
I know. That makes
So
it
that's-
hard. It's a
Yes.
very fine line that
It
you will
is.
have to walk
It
to
is.
not
And
bash them, but also tell the truth.
yes. So I'm trying to find subtle and professional ways to educate people about certain issues that I'm seeing without necessarily dragging a brand. Now I'm going to drop some hints, honey. You're going to see specific fajas, and if you recognize them, then you know. But I'm not going to be here like, oh, blah, blah, blah is
Don't go to
terrible.
this. Don't buy this brand. Yeah.
I don't want to be that person. What I want to do is focus on my own brand's excellence and shine that way. And people, more and more people are seeing that. And I am so grateful for that. And what I really love the most is like looking through some of my reviews, there's people who recognize that I actually put thought into all these different issues that are common with fajas. So I love that. It makes me happy that there's people who recognize that because that's exactly what it was. I thought about everything. So yes, I'm getting all these pictures from my alterations customers. I see all the common issues. Biggest ones would be the torsos being entirely too long, the butt being poorly designed, like the butt fabric should not go up half your back. What about your flanks and your butt cleavage? You have to compress that, especially if you got a BBL. There's one brand, and you might know because I told you I drop hints, but I'm not going to call them out. But they're big on talking about, is your faja damaging your BBL? Their faja, the butt goes way up into like the small of your waist. You have no compression in your flanks. If you're getting a BBL and you're getting fat injected into your butt cheeks, but you have lipo in the area right above it, those first few days, it can just move right back into your back. It can move from your butt into your back. So you have to create that barrier to stop the fat from being able to move into your back. And I focused heavily on that.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. I don't think I've ever seen fat get displaced by a faja.
That's something that Dr. Azizi and I, because he was part of the development of my garment. We collaborated on that. I wanted to make sure I called him one day and I was like, would you be interested in being a part of this project with me? Because I trust you. You've worked on me twice. You have never disappointed. Your reputation is amazing. Your patients love you. You're very, very, very smart. You know what you're doing. Would you want to give me your medical opinion on this? And he was there. He took the time to listen to all of my presentations, to talk through all the different features. I remember him telling me like, wow, Diana, you really thought about everything. And I was like, oh my God, that means a lot coming from you. So he's the one who actually brought up this point, and he's the one that I wanted to create the butt to be sexy, like a little thong design, but we ended up taking it to the next level by engineering it in a way that also compresses your butt cleavage, which is something remember I told you I woke up from my second round and Dr. Azizi, while I was still like super high from the anesthesia, he was like, Diana, I gave you some butt cleavage. And I was like, oh. So butt cleavage compression built into the faja, very, very important. Now, whether you had a BBL or not, you could still wear the faja. The faja is, you can wear it as shapewear. You can wear it as postpartum. Actually, my marketing girl is about to have a child, and she's going to be wearing my faja afterwards. And she's going to be letting us know how it is. But anybody can wear it because people love shapewear, right? So it's nothing but high compression shapewear.
Let me hold on real quick, you guys, before we keep going. I have to tell my girls because I know how their brains work and how they get. And now you saying, oh, your fat can move after liposuction and they're going to freak out. They're going to think, oh shit, I better do this because if not, my fat's going to move. So I want to tell you guys, please do not start getting all freaked out and thinking that your fat's going to move because you're not wearing the right type of, or you're wearing a garment that is not compressing there. Because in the 15 plus years that I've been working in plastic surgery, I've never seen fat move up on a back from a butt to a back after liposuction. I believe whatever Dr. Azizi, I know he's very gifted and talented and he's probably seen a lot more than me, but I personally have never seen it. And I've seen thousands of people go through surgery. So I don't want y'all to get scared and start freaking out and think, oh my God, my BBL is going to move. My BBL fat can move around and all of that. Because like, I don't know how much movement you would have to do or how much pressure you would have to put on it to move it. Like, it's not like, oh, slight pressure is going to move fat or anything like that. And what we would be most worried about is the fat dying because it has too much compression or not enough blood flow, too much swelling, too much compression on the very fresh fat cells that need now to thrive and survive in this new area that they just came from. They just
from the stomach.
They just came from savings to checkings.
Yeah, right. So here's the thing. I have to say, it's not that you can see the fat move up, and I'm very cautious about creating any type of myths or anything that will make somebody worry for no reason.
Yeah, I don't want y'all to worry for no reason because
there's too much of that, and we hate all of it. But I must say, like Dr. Azizi will put this very specific, it's like a triangle foam, but it's not a triangle like this. It's kind of like this, and he literally tapes it into your butt cleavage area. I recovered in a Marina stage 1 faja. If anyone who's familiar with it, it's extremely, extremely, extremely stretchy. But I can tell you that the butt cleavage area that used to be like, I touched it and it was hard because I went straight to the spine and the muscle fascia that's right there. Now it's squishy. It's squishy. I don't have that butt cleavage anymore. But I was using that Marina faja. And in that second round where he gave me the butt cleavage, I also had a tummy tuck. So the mini tummy tuck. So I had my drain coming out. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to wear this faja until the drain is out, which was at 3 weeks. And it didn't do me any favors because my butt cleavage is no longer butt cleavaging. So it is a thing. It really is. Now, it's not going to be like your entire butt goes away and floats into your lower back. Don't expect that. But there will be a little bit, there can be a little bit of movement going on. So I feel like I could have prevented that. I feel like the proper garment would have helped keep that in place.
I've had this from, I don't know if you know the brand Forma Tu Cuerpo. They have this foam triangle that's like that shape, exactly the shape you were showing me. They have, and it's for that to compress that spot in the lower back, that butt cleavage area, which is notorious for holding on to the swelling for as long as it possibly can.
Oh yeah, because of gravity. I'm developing my own foams as well currently, foams and boards. So there will be something specific for the butt cleavage area for sure, because I think that's an important area and that's an important piece that we want to help stay defined as much as possible because it's beautiful. You know, it's cleavage. Mm-hmm. Everyone loves cleavage, okay? Butt cleavage, toe cleavage, this cleavage. Cleavage is beautiful. All the cleavages.
So, okay, before we finish this episode, I want to go through some things that I want. If you're listening to this episode and you're thinking, well, I need to start planning for my surgery. I need to figure out what faja I'm going to get. So these are some questions I want you to ask yourself while you're looking for your faja. So the first thing is your surgeon providing one? A lot of surgeons provide a faja. That first one, when you wake up, you're waking up in a faja. Sometimes they wake you up in a binder. It's totally doctor preference. And you have to know, these are the questions that you should be asking before you put that deposit down. What's your process for post-op? How long will I be in a garment? Do you provide a garment? How many garments do you provide? What sizes will they be? Should I buy extras? Do you have extras that I can buy from? These are all questions that you need to be asking before you put your deposit down. Because what if you put your deposit down and then you find out, oh, he keeps you in a binder for 6 weeks and doesn't ever put you in a faja? And now you're going to have, now you want to be in a faja and you're in a binder. And if you get into a faja, you're going against your doctor's orders. So, and then we don't know. I want you to follow your surgeon's orders for whatever it is. You're picking them for a reason. You should have done your homework. You should agree with what they're providing and suggesting for you. And if you don't, you walk away. Not after surgery, you start questioning and this and that. And now you're anxious. And why did I do this? Why did I pick him? Blah, 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 blah. We're trying to avoid all of that. So is your surgeon providing a faja? What are your surgeon's rules for garment wear? So everybody has different rules. You could have, your surgeon could say, I need you in a stage 1 for 3 weeks, and then I want you in a stage 2 for 6 weeks. Or it could be, I want you in a stage 1 for 7 days, and then I want you in a stage 2. Because you guys, I get to work with ladies and women from all over with different surgeons. And I have patients that they wake up in a stage 1 garment, and by the 7th day they're already in a stage 2, which to me is crazy. But well, your surgeon's
that
doing.
Was me on day 9, because my stage 1 was just doing nothing at all.
The difference between stage 1 and stage 2 mainly is how tight the compression is. And in those first few days, like after a tummy tuck, you don't want anything too tight that could cut the compression and cut the blood flow to your incision. And then you have necrosis, and now you have a whole different set of problems that we did not have.
You know what there's a big issue that I'm seeing is there's a lot of stage 1 fajas that are given out that are actually stage 2 fajas. And really the difference, all the time. Never mind. I said I'm not going to bash another brand. There is a brand that sells a stage 1 faja that's actually a stage 2 faja. But their stage 2 faja is a stage 1 faja because it's a lot thinner, it has less layers, and it's thus a lot stretchier, hence lower compression. And the stage 1 has more layers. It has a thicker fabric. It has multiple layers of power mesh. So that's really the biggest difference and that's tied exactly to what you said, lower compression, higher compression. And what plays into those is the number of layers and the type of fabric that's selected. And that really makes the difference. But most of my customers who send me their stage 1 for faja alterations are sending me a stage 2 faja.
Okay. I believe that the reason that is happening is because they're probably purchasing on websites, and the websites do not have it clear, because this is what's happening to my girls when I'm telling them to get a stage 1 and I'm sending them the link, and then they end up buying a stage 2. And I'm like, I sent you the link, and they browse the website and then they purchase something else. And it's a stage 2. So I think some of that has to do with the websites not having it very clear. This is a stage 1, this is a stage 2. But also what I've realized by working with all of these people is that there's a lot of people that work in these offices that aren't experienced with what they're supposed to be experienced with, and don't have a lot of knowledge to give the client or the patient regarding compression or fajas. So they're just telling them, go on Amazon and you can find this one, or go order this one from this brand. And like it's so crazy. It's so crazy. I had this girl a few weeks ago. She had just had chin lipo and they sent her home with nothing. And she was out the same day at a garment store looking for chin compression. And it's just like, really? And the part that pissed me off the most was that the office that she went to is very snobby, and like the coordinator is very snooty and snobby. And I'm like,
this is basics.
So much for preparation.
Dr. Azizi did my chin lipo my first round. He gave me a garment for my face.
You walk out with it. That's how it's supposed to be. You walk out with it. Yeah. So you guys, this just goes to show you that You really have to be a very educated and informed consumer when it comes to plastic surgery, when it comes to anything that has to do with your body. It's scary because so many places you can just walk in. Like I saw a sign yesterday that said walk in and out liposuction on a billboard.
Ooh.
In and out liposuction. I was about to take a picture of it and post it on my Instagram. I'm like, please don't do this. Like, this is how you get bad results.
You're going to end up advertising for them.
Please don't do this. This is terrible, 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 terrible.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have botched results. Your results will not be smooth. And I think this topic is very like
polarizing.
Polarizing, okay. Maybe hot, because hot. Awake lipo versus sleep lipo, and there's like this. Oh well, awake lipo is just as good as general, but they're not.
Yeah,
you guys, I've had both. And I can tell you that awake liposuction hurts like no tomorrow. It's only local numbing in the area where they're going to be removing. The amount of tumescent that they would have to use to numb your whole abdomen and back goes over the amount that is proper for your body weight. So now you're going into lidocaine toxicity and all of these other things that you're opening the door for because you don't want to go under general anesthesia and have real liposuction. I can tell y'all, when I was awake, that cannula, every movement, it felt like it was going into my ribs. Ooh. It hurt so bad. And I was on sleeping like sedative, and I had local anesthesia. This was very early in my career, and it was very small, like right this area around my belly button. It hurts so bad.
But even that was terrible, even the small area. So here's something that Dr. Azizi also educated me on, which I thought was interesting in regards to awake lipo. You have to put so much of that tumescent fluid in that at some point you blow up that area so much. How do you even see how well you are actually lipoing it? So I believe, if I'm not misquoting him, I hope I'm not, but I believe he said it is a much higher chance for irregularities if you do it awake because of that very reason.
Yeah.
Because of the amounts that they have to put in there. Right.
Yeah. That's what I mean when I'm saying like botched results. They look bad. They don't look smooth. I'm not going to say they look bad because I don't want anybody who's listening right now who has had awake lipo and loves their results. I don't want you to feel bad. I want you to be happy.
Different.
Everybody's different.
Yeah.
But for high volume, like, who is it? Somebody that just had, I saw her come up on my newsfeed. I think her name's like Tootsie Roll or something or Rolly, or I don't know. But she was on the heavier side. And then she went and had liposuction at this clinic in Miami. So she would give them promotion and promote them. And at that point, okay, this is another hot topic. Using liposuction and tummy tucks and those things to reduce size. We were just talking about this. And this person getting lipo was very controversial because I think she weighed over like close to maybe 300 pounds or something that. It was very controversial on Instagram. Like everybody had something to say about it. So point is, do your research. So let's keep going. Okay.
100%. You said something earlier that made me want to add some sort of insight. Essentially, like, whom are you buying a faja from? This, I think, is an extremely important piece because a lot of people, it's called white labeling, literally buy fabric tags and put their little logo on there and then slap it on somebody else's faja. A lot of places do that, by the way. Tons of places do that. Some other places, even worse, order them from Alibaba for $13 a piece and also slap their little logo on there and cut off the little made in China tag, because you do not want a faja that's made in China and no shade to China, because iPhones are made in China and I love me some iPhones. But their fajas are not it. They're missing the mark in every way. So you're not doing yourself a favor. And then what really drives me crazy is seeing those Chinese fajas marked up to like $160, $120. Like,
they bought this for $13.
Yeah, they bought this for $13.51 per piece. But anyways, so it is very important to know, just use your common sense when it comes to choosing the brand that you're purchasing from. You want to actually look into them, see what is it that they're about. Who is the designer? Who is the owner? Like, is it a dude? How the heck is a dude going to tell me what a faja is supposed to fit like on my woman body? How's a dude going to know that? Did he have plastic surgery like me? And does he have breasts and a vagina and all these things? Because, I mean, the reason I'm bringing up vagina is because like those zipper crotches popped into it. And there's a few guys out there who make fajas with zipper crotches. And I'm like, oh, okay, you clearly don't know the struggle. But it's just like things like that. You want to really think about where you're buying it from. And don't just buy one just because it's titled faja. Like, do some research.
Please don't.
Just like you did research with your plastic surgeon, hopefully, you should also do research about where you're purchasing your garment because you're living in that thing. Just like you want to do research about your post-op person, whoever does your massages, whoever does any other post-op services that you may need that are medical fields adjacent. So you should research all of those because all of that ties together into your overall journey. Those are all pieces that come together. And the plastic surgeon's a huge piece, but he's not the only piece because the recovery piece is the even bigger piece, and that one's on you. So you really want to know. And I think that's one of my biggest competitive advantages is that not only did I have myself, I had 2 surgeries that I recovered from and had to wear all kinds of fajas and myself experienced some of those different pain points and annoyances. And, you know, the fact that I've altered thousands of fajas for customers. So I'm familiar with that. And then bringing in that medical perspective from Dr. Azizi to, you know, solidify everything. We're also going to work on getting the garments certified and, you know, also bringing in a male's perspective in regards to the appeal of the garment. Like I thought literally about every possible piece and married it into a singular garment. And I think I created the perfect Frankenstein together faja. I don't want to call it Frankenstein. And I mean that more in a sense of all the features that I have seen from different brands that I myself was like, ooh, this is really good. I took it as an inspiration to create my own version of it and then put it all together into a singular garment. So
beautiful.
I'm not impressed with anything else that's out there anymore at all.
You know, you brought up a good point, and because you saw all these fajas, you were able to come up with the perfect version of it, considering all of these things. That's how it was when I was creating Bruise Juice. I was like, okay, I've seen all of these things happen from the way they're using this arnica cream, this arnica gel. So I know it's doing them a disservice. It's not really helping. So whenever I was creating Bruise Juice and I was thinking, okay, I want it to be nourishing to the skin, not just to do all of the helping with the swelling and inflammation and bruising and all of that. I want it to make the skin look better. So one of the things that I did when I created Bruise Juice, which was to make it something that nourishes and feeds the skin versus what's currently on the market that's full of alcohol and all it's doing is dehydrating your skin and you get flaky. You get flaky, you start dry, you get dry, you're all like...
It feels disgusting on your hands. I had one of those that now that you're saying it's mostly alcohol, and I know what hand sanitizer feels like, which is mostly alcohol. It was giving very much hand sanitizer. Now that I think about it,
exactly.
It was. I forgot Arnicare. I forgot the name of it. It's like a white tube. I think it's $16, but like you probably have it. They must have I think they redesigned their tube a little bit because it used to be more white back when I bought it, like in 2020. But I think that might be the one. It's like hand sanitizer.
If you look, like this is just gel.
Oh yeah,
this is gel. And then when you look at Bruise Juice, you guys, I put a lot of thought, dedication, resources into creating Bruise Juice for y'all, and this is completely different. It's like butter. And what I love, and I've gotten so much feedback from like my ladies, is like they're all once they get it, they are repeat buyers because they love the way it makes their skin look and feel, and it helps enhance their results. So I love Bruise Juice, and it's not sticky.
I've tried it, and what I like about it is how shiny, like it makes you like your skin really shiny and soft, which definitely beautifies it, and it is definitely moisturizing too. At least it felt that way too.
Yeah, so it enhances your results because it moisturizes. It's doing a lot of things all at once, which is why women love it. And I mean, that goes to show, like, when you're in the industry and you're seeing things and you're like, okay, this isn't going to work. Like, we deserve better than this. We need more than this. And that's honestly, with everybody that's coming on the show recently and what we've been doing, all I want is for my audience, for my girls, to know that you can get really great results. You can have the plastic surgery. You can do it all, but you have to be smart. Be a really, really smart consumer, and don't believe everything that you see on the internet, and don't believe this person said this guy was great. This person went over here and they had a good experience. That's not you. That was somebody else. This is your journey. How is it going to be for you? How is your process going to be?
And Mavi, to add on to it, just because we're seeing a whole bunch of positive stuff, we don't know if that positive stuff was paid for.
Exactly.
Because now that I'm actually in this, do you know how many marketing emails I get from random companies that want to offer their services to us with, offering things that essentially would be me lying to my customers? I refuse. I'm not answering to those emails, but I see them and there's a lot of them. So always take everything with a grain of salt and really strongly do your research and to know where is it that I'm buying this garment from? Who is the surgeon that I'm about to go to? Like really, really research so that you know what you're going to get.
What you're getting yourself into. So one of those things that I want you guys to research before you purchase your garment or as you're purchasing your garment is to know where all your incisions going to be. Because when you need to know where your incisions are going to be so that when you're purchasing your faja, you know, okay, this faja is not going to apply pressure to where my incision is going to be. And that is very, very, very important. Another thing I want you guys to take into consideration is what kind of material is the faja? I'm sure you know. Have you seen the fajas that come from Colombia that are lined with cotton? That are cotton lined?
Yes, I've had one myself. I've actually had multiple myself.
So imagine wearing that in the middle of summer.
Yeah. It could get a little hot. Yeah, I was very adamant about checking the fabrics that we use to make sure you can get nice airflow through them.
Yeah.
Because even if it's not the summer, you don't want your skin to suffocate. And one thing, you know what? Now that I think about it, oh my God. So the faja that I had that had cotton lining, it was a stretch cotton, but it was cotton nonetheless. I have to say I actually really liked it, but that was my pre-educated, self. I really liked it, but every time I took it off, it was covered in skin flakes because it was drying me TF out. Like my skin was turning into like dandruff all over my midsection. And I was always wondering, like, what the heck is this? Why is this happening? Now I wear my faja. Now I don't have this problem. And now granted, I'm not wearing it like I wore it after plastic surgery, but it is a common thing that people know that fajas will dry out your skin.
And also those arnica creams that y'all are using are drying out your skin.
With the hand sanitizer.
Combination. It's a combination of what you're putting on your skin with product and what you're putting on your skin with fabric, what you're doing, how you're getting around. So all of those things are really important. Okay. The last thing I want you guys to, or not the last thing, but one of the last things, which we already talked about sort of, was if you're having a mommy makeover, where's your bra? What bra are you going to wear? Are you going to wear the bra that comes with the faja? Are you purchasing a different bra? So these are all questions that I want you to be thinking about as you are planning your recovery and your surgery journey. What kind of faja do I need to be in? Where am I going to get it from? If you're here in the US, a lot of places do give you your first faja. I think even in Mexico, I've had a lot of them that they give you your first faja. And even in Colombia, they give you your first. They give you your first faja. So here's the other thing. Do not get in a rush to purchase that second stage faja because you can wait until after surgery when your swelling starts to come down and purchase that next size. There's no reason to end up buying 3 or 4 fajas because you're impatient and you can't wait until your swelling goes down 3 more days before you get into the next size down. Calmly, patiently, trusting the process, you have to allow that initial swelling to come down. That first week is where you're going to have the most swelling. And the faja that you're in that first week, in 3 weeks, is going to fit you big.
It's going to be like a tent. It's going to be like a tent by
It's going to be huge on you. So there's really no reason, you guys, to be buying 3 or 4 fajas when you can buy the one, or figure out, is your surgeon giving you one? Do you need to buy one, or what's the process right after surgery? That one you'll need 2 of, because one will be washing and the other one you'll be wearing, and you can alternate. And then you can send them to the Faja doctor so she can make them smaller until you're ready to get into a stage 2.
Yeah. Right. As you continue to shrink. Exactly. Because the alterations are going to be inevitable unless you want to keep buying fajas. And honestly, if you keep buying fajas in a size smaller, you're going to quickly run into the problem of the thighs and the butt and the hips being painfully uncomfortable. Even the crotch, if it has a zipper, that gets absolutely unbearable. And you don't want that. I have to say, what really works for me and what I recommend to my customers and my followers is to get your first stage 2 like a week prior, right before your surgery, based on some specific guidelines, so that you don't have to be stressed while you're just crazy sore. Like, oh my God, this faja is looser than I expected, sooner than I expected, and I have nothing to get into. And another reason why I think buying just one, your first stage 2 prior to your surgery is so that you can try it on and feel what it's like to even wear a faja on a body that is not currently bruised and swollen and sore and in
That's
pain.
a really good idea. That's a really good idea. But I even though we have different opinions on this, because I really do think you should wait until after your surgery. I understand what you're saying. Like, you don't want to worry about that during recovery. But at the same time, what I'm hearing from women is I'm buying 5 fajas. I'm buying 4 fajas. I bought 3 fajas before my surgery and none of them fit. And so what I'm trying to do is avoid you guys from making unnecessary costs and also adding unnecessary stress, because now if your fajas don't fit, like, it adds more worry. And honestly, as long as you're in compression, as long as you are in compression for the first 6 weeks, whether that be in a stage 1 or in a stage 2, because you guys, stage 2s are new into the market. This stage 1s were the norm for a very, very, very long time. You're in a stage 1 for 8 weeks and then you're done. You don't have to wear anything. So all of this new, like being in a stage 1 and then switching into a stage 2 and wearing that for so long and adding foams and adding boards, all of that is new. Before in plastic surgery, we didn't do that.
The field's evolving. People are learning, right?
It's evolving. All of that is new. And what I want my girls to know, and to not add this unnecessary stress, is that for a long time before stage 2 fajas, women were in stage 1 fajas and still had great results. So I want you guys to know that and think about that when you're going through the process, so you don't add any unnecessary stress and anxiety. Like, I have to have the perfect faja. I have to have this. I have to have this. No,
I think you don't need, at the very least, and I continue to stand by that because that worked for me very well. And it worked for so many of my followers and customers, having one ready. And then it's very simple. Obviously, you can't predict your post-op measurements. How, right? Too many factors that play into that. But if you are not getting any fat transfer to your hips or your butt, just order a faja based on your hip measurement. You can get one on Amazon for $70 and just have that one sitting there. You have 30 days to return it. Have that one sitting there as your peace of mind. Ideally, you would have tried it on before your surgery so that you know how to put a faja on, how it's supposed to feel, play around with it, because fajas need to be adjusted quite a bit. Like, you have to spin the legs and, do other things, the straps, the bag. You just want to make sure, okay, this is how it's supposed to feel. This is fairly comfortable. And that takes away that worry of, oh my God, how am I going to get into a faja afterwards? That way you have that knocked out before your surgery. And then as you're going through your recovery, again, everyone's so different. For me, by day 7, I was itching for more compression because my faja was doing 0 for me. I looked like the Michelin Man with all the stuff that I put in the faja.
This was with the mini tummy tuck?
This was with my first round. For my second round, I knew I'm waiting until week 3 because of the drain.
Yeah.
But
so
I altered my stage 1 though. So it was like, okay, whatever. Because the stage 1 was too big very, very quick. I think on day 3, I altered my stage 1 because it was just not doing anything for me. But to finish my point, if you don't have a BBL, just order one based on your hip measurement. If you are getting a BBL, order based on your hip measurement and add 4 inches to that number. That has worked magic for me. Dr. Azizi put quite a lot of meat in my back. So those 4 inches, it was perfect.
Hey guys, wasn't that amazing? I'm so happy you got to hear that. I love catching up with Diana. What she's doing in the industry is just blowing me away. And I'm so, so, so happy to be a part of it. So if you're listening to this episode and you're listening to the Big Butts No Lies podcast, you might be on your surgery journey. And if you are, and you don't know what to do, you don't know where to start, you've come to the right place. I am so excited to do one-on-ones with you guys. I've realized as I do them more and more just how valuable they are to you, not only because you get my expert opinion, I get to guide you towards plastic surgeons that we know are going to do a good job and keep you safe. Besides all that, I get to talk to you about things that might not even be on your radar, things that you don't even know are possible. But since we get so in depth with our conversations and I really get to know what your dreams are and what you're really looking for with your body, I can tailor my recommendations to the surgeons that I know can help you achieve that. And taking the guesswork out of who to go to is invaluable. So schedule your one-on-one phone call with me. You can go to my website, go to the quick links, submit your information. Let me get to know you. Let me see how can we help you. You can get your own team. You guys, I have been working so hard behind the scenes to come up with a perfect way for you to have your plastic surgery and not only come out with beautiful incisions, but also feeling beautiful on the inside. So book your call with me and take the guesswork out of your plastic surgery journey.
If you enjoyed this episode, please go on Apple, write me a review. It's the best way for other women who are just like you, who need help, who are looking for information, valuable information on the internet. This is how they're going to find it. So go on Apple, give me a 5-star review if you love this podcast. If you want to support the podcast, the best way to support the podcast is through the website. If you need help through your journey, if you need help finding a surgeon, if you want to join the membership, if you're looking for Bruise Juice, you guys don't sleep on Bruise Juice. Y'all know I have my Bruise Juice 30 coupon code for y'all to use if you're having a BBL, if you're having liposuction, if you're having a tummy tuck, if you need to be using Bruise Juice all over your body. Stop using those other brands that are not tailored for your post-op recovery. Bruise Juice is formulated for your recovery. It's amazing. It nourishes your skin. It helps your fat transfer live. Don't sleep on Bruise Juice. Bruise Juice 30 is the code.
And don't forget, new episodes every Monday. I'll see you then.